Vibe Show 97.9 back in full effect. Happy Friday. It is Friday. Yeah, this is Friday. Happy Friday to everybody. We back with yet another exclusive. Did you miss me? I hope you did, because I missed y'all. Guess what? We got another Vibe exclusive, and I got somebody special that's coming on here. This one here has been long awaited. So y'all make sure y'all get your popcorn ready. Y'all keep it locked in. Don't go nowhere. I got something special for y'all. Y'all stay tuned. It's the Vibe Show 97.9. I swear this week got me in this bitch feeling good. I swear this week got me in this bitch feeling good. I swear this week got me in this bitch feeling good. I swear this week got me in this bitch feeling good. I swear this week got me in this bitch feeling good.
This shit feels so good to me. I swear it feels so good to me. I mean, float on, float on, float on. This shit feels so good to me. I swear it feels so good to me.
Vibe Show 97.9. I'm your host, Kano the Don, the Vibe King. Y'all already know the vibes. Happy Friday to everybody. Back with another exclusive. I'm so excited about this queen that's coming up tonight, man. Listen, we got some amazing people out here in this world, and this queen is definitely one of these amazing people that I just so happen to be blessed to be connected with. This here is something special that's going down tonight. I'm talking about Powerhouse vocalist now, and this queen wear many hats now, so y'all bear with me. I'm talking about Powerhouse vocalist, recording artist, producer, CEO of Monique Marie Records LLC. Let's be clear, okay? Stop playing games. Journalist and executive producer of the face behind the brand talk show, the show that y'all all love. I love it. You know what I mean? It's definitely amazing. I'm talking about the one, the only, the queen, Monique Marie, y'all.
What's good, King?
Yeah, listen, we are doing this right now. We're doing it.
Yeah, we live. We locked in.
We've been waiting on this. This is definitely long waited. You know what I mean? You've been busy, I've been busy, and now the stars align. So for me and the Vibe team, Vibe Promotions, we welcome you to the show, and
thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. You can hear me okay, King?
Yes, ma'am. We definitely can hear you. We definitely can hear you. Look, now, before we get started with this, now, you're always, killing it with the fashion now. I just, is it a personal stylist involved, or are you doing this on your own? Because I'm loving it.
Oh, you're so sweet and kind. It's me. It's part of me. It's part of my mother's inheritance. My grandmother, my grandmother was definitely, and rest her soul, was a fashionista. She was a stylist. She was a buyer,
Right.
So it's embedded in us.
Okay, so it runs in the bloodline.
Yes, it runs in the bloodline.
Absolutely. I'm loving it. So, how was your day today? We want to start off there. I know y'all had a little rumble that happened yesterday.
Yes.
So all is well. Everybody was good, right?
Yeah, yesterday we had an earthquake. As you know, I'm in Cali. I'm in California, and it was like a 4.8. I want to say 4.9.
Right.
So I felt it. As I was telling you yesterday, I was sitting literally right where I'm at, and I was just like, everything was moving. The ceiling fans, the lighting fixtures. I just stayed right here.
Look, is that something that like, living out there, is that like something that that you guys are, I guess, sort of kind of numb to a little bit?
Yeah, we're used to it. Until it gets like super shaky. Like if it was like a 7.9 or something like that, then that's like not normal. That's like, no, we want to know what's going on, you know. But
Yeah.
yeah, for the most, I mean, we're used to it. We don't have twisters, we don't have hurricanes, you know. So
Now you talking and my
like in your language.
you know what's so crazy? It's just so much stuff going on at one time. Because I think that like we used to like one big thing going on at a time, but it's like now in the era that we living in right now, it's like multiple things going on at one time that it gets so overwhelming at times. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're in the middle of a shift. You know, we've been in the middle. We still in the middle. We still in the pandemic. You know, even though we outside, we are still in the middle of a pandemic, but we are still in the middle of a shift. You know, so
definitely. Now, you know, you want a Bay Area's finest. You know what I mean? Let's start there with growing up in Cali, because you know it's a different vibe. You know, when you have an opportunity to be able to visit different cities, and you know the culture's different. What was it like for Monique growing up in Cali?
So yeah, I grew up Bay Area. I was born in Oakland, California, raised in Oakland, from MacArthur by way of seminary. You know, my mom raised me pretty much single mom. You know, my dad definitely was present, but my mom and dad divorced very early in my life. Probably was like 3 or 4, but my family, you know how they say it takes a village. My mother's siblings were definitely present. My grandmother definitely was present, you know what I'm saying? And I basically went to school in Oakland up until about 12 years old.
Right.
And then we moved to a town called San Leandro, and then we moved to Vallejo. So yeah, I graduated.
That's part in them, huh?
E40, all of them, Sugar T, the whole clique.
Shout out to the whole clique, man. Shout out to the whole clique. Definitely a big fan of it's a lot of people. Was Short Dog from Oakland too, huh?
Too Short from Oakland, Richie Rich, Filthy. I mean, all of them. It's a lot of Tupac. Rest in peace, Tupac.
Yes.
But yes, it's a lot of artists and talent. Keisha Cole. It's a lot of talent that's come out of Oakland.
Now I didn't know Keisha Cole. Now that's a new one right there.
Yeah, Keisha Cole.
Yeah.
Keisha Cole.
You know, with all of that influence, you know, is it safe to say that it was easy to be inspired with so much inspiration around from, you know, in the entertainment business, from actors to musicians to, because it's rich soil out there. Would you say that it was easy to be influenced by that?
I would say, yeah. I mean, for one, I was influenced because my mother, of course, my gift comes from my mom. You know, my mom and my grandmother are singers. So my mom would play amazing music. She wasn't just playing, you know, R&B in the house. She was playing old school R&B, Frankie Beverly and Mays, you know. Gosh, I mean, Tina Turner. I think when she first realized I could sing, I literally duplicated Tina Turner's What's Love Got to Do with It, like right at the end. And she was just like, what? Like, what's going on? And I was 7 years old. So, you know.
Being blown away, like that, blow mom away.
Yeah.
So mom didn't know. So was there any other singers within the family or anybody that was in the entertainment business that could have also contributed to the gifts that you were blessed with?
My great uncle Lee Lancaster was on my grandmother's side. He was a baritone. He was in a male group. And I mean, of course, you know, he's passed on, but I mean, I think it was about 4 of them, might have been 5, and they were singers. My grandfather, my mother's father, is also a songwriter.
Right.
So yeah, a lot of talent.
Okay. So yeah, so we definitely can attribute those, you know, some of those talents that you picked up, definitely from the fam. So and I kind of figured that, you know what I mean? You know, you have that natural gift. Like you can, you know, raw singers, you know, people just pick up the art along the way and inspired by, you know, a lot of other artists that they may have grown up on or whatever, but
Yeah.
then you got those bloodlines who,
Ooh.
really, you know what I mean, get it
Yeah,
from the soil. So I
absolutely.
definitely could hear that whenever I tap into the music side of you, another
Thank you.
amongst the
Thank
hats
you.
that you wear. You know what I
Thank
mean?
you, King. I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
I thought that it was real interesting, though, that you have a real interesting story
Hmm.
to which we are leading up to some of the other hats that you wear. But I thought that it was interesting that you have over 20 years experience in the
Yeah.
optical industry. As a consultant business developer, I would like to tap into that a
Hmm.
little bit too, because I don't know if people, may be new or introduced to your brand or
Yeah.
whatever and not be aware that there's many more skills that you possess as well. So I would like to tap in to you being a part of that industry as well.
Hmm. Yeah, I basically started out as an optician, which if no one knows what that is, what Kano is talking about is I was in the office of where a person wears glasses, where they get fitted for their glasses, prescription, everything. And I learned literally hands-on. I wasn't certified at that time from the actual optometrist. He literally gave me a chance. And just taught me everything. I worked for an ophthalmologist, which is a medical doctor. They perform the surgery. So they're the ones that do the cataract surgeries. They do, LASIK. They do all that. And then after a few years, I went to just a private optometrist, and they're the ones that specialize only in glasses, doing the prescriptions. And it was there that I just realized like I should be outside, I was like, I'm bored here. And I think I applied to every vendor we had in our Rolodex, all the brands. Okay. So speaking of brands, at that time it was like, Guess, Viva, Nautica, stuff, Nike,
Right.
Gucci, all those brands. And out of probably 33 of them responded to me. And I started with a very more of a easy twist was what it was called, like a beryllium kind of copper alloy type of company that makes stuff for people who are allergic to glasses, like allergic to metal. And yeah, that's interesting because there's a lot of people that wear glasses and some people are allergic to the material. So I was just really taught and trained about quality over selling, obviously quantity. And one day the Ray-Ban rep saw me and she was leaving because she was from the lens side, which is just the glasses, the lenses. And
Right.
she was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I just want to go back to the lens side, but I want to give you someone's card. And I didn't know who Ray-Ban was. Like, that's how young I was.
Right.
I was like, who is Ray-Ban? And she's like looking at me like, okay, just call, called the lady. Like just that fast. I was on a plane interviewing with her. She hired me on the spot. And I worked for Luxottica as the Ray-Ban rep for San Francisco Bay Area for 12 years.
Wow.
And that's what got me into, the industry.
That's super interesting because it's like, you have an opportunity to learn so much. And I'm a big believer in you don't have to know everything. But if somebody is willing to share the knowledge, we're fast learners.
Yeah,
absolutely. But then you have those people too that acquire the knowledge but don't want to share the knowledge. They want to keep you kind of in a box and kind of keep you right there, because I don't know why people fear sharing knowledge.
Well, you know why. They don't want others to get ahead. I feel if the more information you share with others, the more you will get ahead. You will get ahead. God will, spiritually speaking, you will catapult.
Right.
Right. But everybody's different. So.
Yeah, everybody is different, man. I tell you, I just, I try to change the narrative though. Some at times I try to I don't know, because I can't really say that it's just our culture, because I think it ties into upbringing too. You carry that upbringing along with you, and I think that at some point in my life, I think I lost sight of how important someone's background and upbringing and stuff like that is too. And sometimes once you start starting your own life and I think losing sight of that, I think hurts us in a way. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You lose sight of that sometimes, and you get complacent when get caught up with other things or whatever, and we kind of lose sight of those values. So I try to still hold on to those values because a lot of those values, when you look back at it, we didn't understand it then, but it makes a lot of sense now.
It makes a lot of sense now. And I think our parents, especially my mom, she would always tell me that, like, because I used to always want to move out, like when I was 10. I'm like, I need to get my own place.
Know that's how we was coming, man. I got my own place and all of this.
I want to get my own place. You're like, you cannot get your own place at 10 years old. Like,
Right.
So now, like, you realize what's going to be due every month, whether it's rent, mortgage, bills, car note. Like, okay, you want your own place. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So integrity comes to mind when you said that, though, because that's really what it boils down to as well. Right. And there's a lot of people, of course, that still needs to be, it can be taught, it can be, instilled still as an adult.
Right.
But you have to, of course, I think first want to respect yourself as a person in order to respect others,
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. Mm-hmm. Now, coming from that industry, what inspired, you to want to jump into the mortgage game, which I could see that. I know you dominated in that space as well, because you have a dynamic and a dominant personality as well. So I definitely could see your face on those, about those, nice homes with, you know what I mean? I see that. So can we talk about that?
The nice thing is, I would love to get to that part. I'm, as far as a realtor, or a broker one day, because I just love homes, King. I love houses. I remember creating a dollhouse underneath a table because I didn't have, we couldn't afford one of those expensive doll houses. Yeah. So I made my own dollhouse, had 2-3 rooms, had levels, had a pool. I'm just like a creator like that. But after my grandmother passed away, I was literally I wasn't doing anything for a while. I just, was healing, if you will. We went through a lot. And I became more of like my mother's sibling than her daughter, and I say that to say in a good way, because I was there to help my mother when she was, literally helping her mother as she was passing, So I didn't go back to the industry optical. I ended up going to work for Bank of America National Corporation. And it was there that I ended up meeting a lot of mortgage originators, which is what I'm certified to do, and pretty much as a loan officer. And after I left, I wasn't there too long. I can't be inside like that. I can't. Being outside for so long as an independent contractor, it's hard to be put in the office. We feel like we're locked up.
Right.
So I just went online, honestly, and there's a requirement here in California. You have to first take a course to get certified before you even take the state exam. So it's a lot of learning. So it was, like I said, I was honestly inspired. I would say Bank of America, because they make you study so hard, because there's so many laws when it comes to finance that you have to know everything that's going on, not just what the tellers are doing, you know what I'm saying, and what the customer service. You have to know what the relationship manager's role, everybody's role. Right. And so that's where I just really realized there were so many different laws when it comes to buying and purchasing and not being able to purchase, if you will. And that's where I'm at today.
Let me ask you this, being that we on that subject, because do you think that in that industry, because I remember being in the bank, and all of the teller windows and everything was really pumping and generating, and
yeah.
But now when you have the opportunity to go into the bank, you got basically two people. You got one person over there trying to, it's a line when you walk in there now. And I'll never forget this girl. She was telling me, because she was used to me coming there. And I was just like, man, I'm always trying to make people feel good. And I'm always cracking jokes and stuff like that or whatever. And I was like, man, do I need to come back there to, you know what I'm saying? To give you give you a hand? I'm like, why is it just two people in here? She was like, we move into a space now to where, we subject to not even have a job. She was like, they, looking at these new automated things where it may just be one person there. That's just, the computers are running things, robots, have you. How familiar are you with hearing things going into that space? Because that is kind of scary.
Yeah, when I was literally there, when I was leaving, when I was making my exit plan, that was already happening. The financial center that I worked at, there literally would be, 3 tellers up there. And then they would come into my office like, can you help me? And I'm just like, no, you have to have an appointment, different things. But I wouldn't say they're going to automation. What they are going to is to literally the relationship managers or the loan officers being able to do everything. So because they want to be able to, and I don't know how to say this without giving too much.
Say it. We on the Vibe Show.
Basically, they want to sell everything to you. They want, if you come in there to cash a check, deposit a check, they want that same person to be able to talk to you about loans. And be able to talk to you about your credit cards. It's not a bad thing, but it does eliminate pretty much maybe 50 to 60% of the employees, because there's only a few people who really are certified to communicate, to that capacity and really dig a little bit to uncover, if you will, the need for something like that. Everybody doesn't want another credit card. Everybody doesn't need a home loan, But Bank of America is, of course, one of the top 4. So they feel they can sell you everything and you will buy into it, and so that's where it's going. And pretty soon you're going to see the people in the offices basically handling the cash, handling your mortgage, handling everything. And you're going to have an appointment. Yeah,
I know about that appointment thing, because I'm talking about, because I'm so used to hitting the ATM up or, going through the drive-through or whatever. And when I went in there, I'll never forget, I was setting up my LLC or something like that some time ago. And I'm just busting in there like, I'm finna go in here and just get it going. And like, I'm sorry, you don't have an appointment. I'm like, are you serious? I got the bread right now to open this up. Like, I wish I could help you, Mr. Hampton. I'm sorry. You gotta
it's serious.
And the next available time is going to be Thursday. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, I will put you on game and say, if you are a Bank of America client, to use your app. Like if you could be outside and make an appointment from your phone and you would get seen faster than somebody who's in there waiting in line. If you just make an appointment through your phone real fast, Wow. That's what I remember.
Right. Now, being out there in Cali or whatever, I know with, COVID and everything going on or whatever, like what's the vibe out there with things gradually opening back up? Because I don't think you guys are at 100% yet, right?
We are open. The Bay Area, California is back. We are open. They're just certain places are specific about the mask. So like if you go into the grocery store and they literally have it posted, if you've been vaccinated, you can come in without your mask. But if you haven't, then please put your mask on. That's kind of an iffy thing. It's like, well, how do you really know that they've been vaccinated? They're not asking for you to show a card at the door. Right. But the restaurants are open. Everything is open.
What's your feelings on everything? Because it's been a little over a year now with dealing with COVID and so many lives lost or whatever. I'm not, hopefully you didn't lose any within your family or whatever. But how has it impacted you thus far up into this point? And what's been some of the things that you've been doing to keep your brands alive?
Well, I have to say, and again, rest in peace to anyone who, has passed away and into the families even, because I mean, it's real, COVID is real. But I have not been affected as far as my own self. I mean, right when the vaccine became available, I did, of course, wait for a while, but I went and got vaccinated. You know, my mom got vaccinated about a week later. But I have to circle back to like March, like when I literally was at home, working from home, not in a financial center anymore. I was scared. I was honestly scared to death. You know, and then of course we saw what happened with the other pandemic, you know, with racism reigniting. But I have to say I wouldn't throw 2020 away for anything. You know, I'm really thankful for 2020. I basically have been able to start a brand, as you know, the face behind the brand. I literally started my own record label before I released not one, but 3 songs. And then shout out to Akil Ali for blessing me with his part of his family, Fly Family. Stars Coleman, he flew out here from New York and shot 3 videos for me in 3 days. So all of this in the middle, I mean, wearing masks, not wearing mask. I mean, just, you know, stuff that I would have probably never had done if I was still inside the financial center. You see what I'm saying? So I have to give thanks to God, because I mean, there's some things I probably would have still been dormant. You know, I wouldn't have met. Let me circle back even more. You know, my bloodline. Shout out to my cousin Lachey, who spoke my name up when I wasn't in the room, and she spoke my name up to Hack Shabazz, who I interviewed, and Hack Shabazz is who spoke my name up to A.B. Butler. Okay, and
shout out to my OG,
shout out to A.B. Butler.
Butler, man. That's big OG, right? That's my guy. I love that guy.
Absolutely. Shout out to Dee Dirty Diana, Barcode, Dirty Diana. But basically, yeah, I wouldn't have met these people probably if I, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that has been a shift, and these people have turned other people on. You know, to me, I wouldn't have met you if it wasn't obviously you watching A.B. Butler's interview and watching Dee Dee's video interview. So it's just all of that happened in 2020.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, like a gift and a curse, man. You know,
it is. Yeah.
A lot of things that happen or whatever. You know, with creating brands, how difficult, you know, would you say is it? Because, you know, a lot of people see the after effects of everything. They see things in motion, but the behind the scenes of actually creating a brand, really creating one, getting it legalized and taking care of the business aspect of it or whatever. You know, what would you say has been some of the challenges for you with creating a brand, and double question, and what inspired you to want to create the face behind the brand, which I absolutely love as well.
Thank you. Yeah, I would have to say building the audience, King, and I'm still building, you know. That's the hardest part, you know. You got to have an audience, you know. It is crucial. You know, just like with the brand. I mean, I took a lot of my skill set. So I transferred my skill set from obviously selling a large brand such as Ray-Ban. I mean, we're talking about 1937. This brand was created. We're talking about stuff like Coca-Cola. So you have to kind of like follow what they did. And what I was taught there, and, you know, shout out to Gail Israel, who taught me the game, like literally taught me the game. A brand doesn't sell itself. Okay. A lot of people will say that a brand cannot sell itself. I don't care if it starts flying off the shelf because it's popular, but it's not selling itself. You're selling it. You see what I'm saying? What you put into it is what's selling it. The screen even behind you right now, people are watching that. People are watching the outfit you have on, like how you said, my fashion. That is all a part of the branding. So just really still understanding that. I'm still learning. The face behind the brand came about. Shout out to E-Rain. There's so many people involved.
Hey, get up people their flowers. Stop playing.
It's so many people. E-Rain is a recording artist out of New York, at Future New York, on Instagram. When I came back to social media, again, after my grandmother's passing, I was gone for 2 years, dormant. I came back on, and the first day I came back on, I posted a song of me singing. I was singing He's Got the Whole World in His Hands. I think Tyler Perry had some type of a challenge going.
Yeah, he did.
And I was like, well, shoot, let me get involved in the whole world in his hands, because what I had just went through, and it's true, he does. He's got us. Right. You know, he's got the whole world in his hands. God has got us. And I sang it with, you know, at the bottom of my heart, and all of a sudden, E-Rain just posted it to his page. So I was like, who is this? And I woke up to it the next morning. I was just crying, like, who does that? Right. People don't do that. They might share it to your story, but he like had it just sitting on his page for 48 hours. And he's like, I'm running a 48-hour promo, and who are you? You know, you can sing, and I want to, people need to hear your voice. Right. And we started a relationship connection, you know, through Instagram, started following him. He started following me. And one day during the middle of the pandemic, I said, I want to interview you. Oh, he had just dropped Drip, produced by Contraband Beat. Shout out to Contrabands. And I was like, I want to interview you. And he said, what do you want to talk about? You know, and I was like, I don't know. I just want to talk to you live. Right. And he got back to me a few weeks later and said, let's do it. So when I posted his flyer, he said, I'm going to be it was called The Face Behind the Music. Mm-hmm. Okay. I was focusing on the music. He said, I'm going to be on the face behind the brand today.
Wow. So that's what that came about.
Yeah. So I was like, oh,
that's dope. Okay.
Yeah. So it makes it bigger he's like, I thought it was the face behind the brand. I'm like, you know what? You're onto something. So we did the interview and everything. And then he's so business. He was like, well, did you trademark it? And I'm like, well, shoot, I was working on trademarking Face Behind the Music. Mm-hmm. So I went back, you know, to the USPTO, the United States Post Office and Trademark Office, and edited and changed it to the Face Behind the Brand. And so that's how that came about.
That's what I'm talking about. See, that's how, that was organic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was wondering about that too, because, you know, going with Face Behind the Music would have kind of limited you.
Yes.
Okay, man, there's so many more things that you are about to introduce to us that I know. Sorry, y'all gonna find out now. Y'all gonna, you know what I mean? But and you know, going with Face Behind the Brand, it just basically opened up everything.
Everything. Yeah.
So definitely shout out to him for that. With, you know, social media, social media definitely has its challenges, you know, with having a brand and everything. You know, it doesn't just happen like that. It don't matter how good your brand is. Mm-hmm. It still, you know, requires a lot of work that goes into it. What would you say has been the most challenging thing for you with, you know, having your brands in motion now? The ideas are already manifested. Now they are out there. You're working, putting in the work behind it. What would you say has been the most challenging thing for you?
With social media, I would again say, you know, you're building the following, building organic followers that are engaging. Mm-hmm. It's one thing to have followers, but if they're not engaging and you're not sure what they're liking and what they're not liking, and I'm not talking about liking, like clicking a like. I'm talking about like literally saying, you know, I love that what you posted yesterday when you had so-and-so on there and they were speaking about, you know, that helps you to continue, obviously, to have more of the same content of obviously what is the best, you know, post even. What's the best, you know, song to play with that post, because I'm all about having music with a post, because I'm an artist. I want music everywhere. So the engagement really, a little bit dealing with some of the negativity. I'm human, and I've been able to deal with that in such a graceful way. I'll share with you, and I was going to post it actually yesterday, with Devon, Megan Good's husband. Is it Devon? I think his name is. Yeah. He said something. It was so clear. It was just a transparent message. He said, for one, you know, he's a film producer. So he said, you know, he makes films, drama films, whatever he's making. People don't get excited until they literally start seeing the conflict in the film or the drama, right? So if you think about that, we're waiting, we're on the edge of our seats, even though we don't want anything bad to happen to the character, but it's like, what's going to happen? So he was like, so he converted that thought over to real life conflict. So when real life conflict happens, when negative posts are happening, when this crazy algorithm stuff is happening, you just have to say it's a conflict. And right when you see it, you have to thank God for that. You're like, thank you, Jesus. Thank you. I'm doing something right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so when I've taken that road, the higher road, and I don't ever clap back at people. I don't have the time for it. First of all, it takes too much energy. But when you take the road of just not responding to the conflict, the adversity, whatever it is, it just, you know what's coming next after, obviously, the drama, the dun 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 dun, you know, the whole everything.
Yeah.
You know?
I totally agree with you with that, you know. And you know, it's not always an easy thing to do, you know. To me, when I do that, I feel like it displays my growth. It allows me to see my mental growth. Because like you said, you know, we are human, and you know, we're gonna fall sometimes, and we are human, and things are gonna bother us when you're working so hard to put your work out there, and you get negative feedback on certain things. But you know, having a brand and being in the spaces that we're in this entertainment business, we know that comes along with the game.
It comes with it, and it comes heavy too.
It definitely comes heavy, you know. But you know, I think when we transfer that energy into motivation, shall we say, you know, it's inspiring in a way, because it does let you, when you're looking at it from a spiritual view, it does let you know that obviously you're doing something right. They're paying attention whether they like it or not. And some people like it but just don't want to give you credit for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I definitely agree with you on that. Now, let's take some time out to actually give more roses out and flowers out to people that contribute to the brand, because you know, it's a lot of people that help with a lot of things or whatever, whether via family, your fan base that you have been blessed to build, that's tapped in with you on a regular basis, you know, and your staff and people that help contribute to the brand. Let's give these people some praises and give them their roses.
Absolutely. I'm gonna start with, of course, my mommy, you know, mi madre. Okay. Mother. You know, my mother is, I mean, literally, she's everything, you know. I mean, she wears many hats when it comes to just, of course, the mental part. Okay. And just knowing, you know, like continuing to push me, whether it be music, this brand, this life, you know what I'm saying? And I want to say just thank you to my mommy so much, because I love her dearly. And thank you for putting up with me in my craziness. You know, because I can be like, you know, so zoned in sometimes, you know, because I'm not a mommy myself. So it's just this is my baby. Besides my chihuahua, my brand is my baby. You know, my music is my baby. So definitely shout out to my mommy for everything that she has done. Shout out to my cousin Lynn, Joshua Tree Foundation. She was there, from the beginning of me. I mean, probably also my first or second video. I want to say, maybe about the second weekend. But as soon as she knew about it, she's not an Instagram type of person, and she literally created an account. She's like literally the bulldog of everything. I mean, just seeing everything, you know. So I know her seeing the 100th episode was such a milestone, you know, just of grandiose, you know, things happening. I can just hear her right now saying, "Look at God," because that is what we know. We know God is all of this. You know what I'm saying? And I want to thank her. I definitely want to circle back to, again, my bloodline again, going into the music part of the brand, because without my cousin Nene, I would have never met my cousin Nolly. Nolly is her brother. Nene and I, our fathers are brothers. And God rest Uncle James, her father, passed on. But Nene basically shared, you know, some information with her brother about me. I'm going to say almost 12, 13 years ago, about my music. And one day, Nolly introduced me to Marcus Garvey Smith, who introduced me to G Coop.
What?
Yeah, G Coop is the producer of Land of the Living. G Coop produced Be With You Forever. G Coop produced Love Is in the Air. These are all my songs. But he's also, yes, he's a phenomenal producer from Boston. He's now, of course, in the Bay. He's in Oakland now. He's a hip hop producer. He is a multi-platinum producer. He is signed, but he's very humble. And I would have never met him, you know what I'm saying, if obviously, again, my cousin speaking my name up to someone else about me. Not in the room. I'm not there. You understand what I'm saying? So I always, this all plays a part. You were playing that song FaceTime along with the beautiful, and thank you for the beautiful flyer.
Absolutely.
I would have never met, you know, Mr. Trax, who produced FaceTime, you know, Q made the beat, who engineered it and recorded it. These guys are all from the Bay Area, Vacaville, Sacramento. Lamont Atwood, he's E40's brother-in-law. Met him on a set, 16 Bars, the movie. He's the writer. A guy by the name of Smalls heard my voice and said, you need to work with Mr. Trax. And that's how that, you see what I'm saying? So it's just like all these people are part of the vessels that God has used to steer me in the direction to where I'm going.
I love that. I love that. You know, now getting into the music side of it, how challenging was that for you? And what inspired you to want to step into that space of the entertainment business? Like I said, coming from these other industries that you specialized in, and then going into wanting to be an artist, especially with so much seeing different eras of music, and seeing the era that we're in right now, with the game being a little bit younger than what we've experienced growing up, and seeing so many beautiful eras of music transform into what it is today. You know, how challenging was that for you to want to step into that space? Was there any self-doubt, like, I don't know, do I need to bring it down a little bit, or do I want to? I just want to know, like, your mental thoughts of the process of wanting to step into the entertainment business on that side. Yeah,
I still have doubts. I'll keep it 100. You know, there are days that I wonder, should I be doing this? And when I say that, I hear God saying, you know, yeah, you should be doing this. You cannot be a light in a light place, you know. In order to be a light, you have to be a light in the dark place. Right. You know, in order to shine real bright. So, it scares me sometimes, even because I do know I get people like, you know, understanding. People think, oh, you're just this bubbly person, this high spirited energy, you know, and there's a lot of demons you know, it's just like, well, you know, it's okay. I smile at demons too, you know, because demons need to be smiled at too, you know. But yeah, it's just the whole point of saying I have a purpose. And I think when you know that you're purpose driven and what you're called to do, you will continue to get called. So me taking the pauses that I've taken, me taking a 15-year hiatus, literally into doing optical, all of it was a part of this process, you know, understanding business. Because if you don't understand business, you have no business being in this business. Absolutely. Okay. You will get slandered. You will get things taken from you and not understand how to get them back, you know. So being, you know, using both of them, like I was saying earlier, the transferable skill sets, I've carried it over into this business. As far as just the creative part, that takes obviously a lot of patience. It takes focus. Right. I can get easily distracted. I may want to start decorating a house or something, you know. Right. I'm still called. You know, I'm called because it's in me. So I'll never stop. Like, and I think even people that get to the top of wherever people think that is, my mom says it's a lot like, what do you mean when you get there? You are there. She reminds me religiously, you are there. Like, what do you mean when I get there? So even when you get to the top, like think of Beyonce or, you know, Patti LaBelle, DJ Khaled, they're still trying to get somewhere else too. All right. You see? Right. So that's the mentality that we have to have. Even when we get to where we think we're getting, you're still always having to have goals. you know, of what's next to come.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that. I think that as you reach certain levels, um, there's still some more stairs to up to another level.
Always.
That's because that's just like accomplishing a goal. Then you accomplish that goal, then there's going to be other things that you're going to want to accomplish along the way, and with even creating doors to open up for other people, to create opportunity, jobs. I think that that's where God wants us to do, not just be complacent and selfish, and when we reach a certain level of success, to not reach back and open up doors for other creatives, and it keeps that cycle going or whatever. So I definitely applaud your efforts and everything that you're doing with blessing us on a daily basis with everything that you're doing, and doors and opportunities that you're creating for other creatives by even creating your brand. You open up a lot of doors.
It's a lot
to a lot of creatives, and I definitely applaud you for that, because what you're doing and what your brand is all about, for anybody who may be new to the brand or know about the brand, it's definitely an amazing brand, and everything that you're doing, I'm definitely just on board 1000%. I love it.
Thank you, Kane. Well, the face is the largest emotional organ that one can see. So whether I was going to say the music or use another word, and again, shout out to E-Rain, but the face is what I figured to talk about, because it was just basically just like us now. We see each other's faces. We are smiling when we're happy. We laugh when something's funny. We roll our eyes when we're like irritated. The face is the first thing you see that gives off that emotion. So I just felt by coming with the face behind the brand was just more of saying, this is the person who's behind this. This is what they deal with daily. And then, of course, asking those thought-provoking questions really kind of triggers the face to do something, that it wouldn't normally do. Like, well, let me pause on this one, So it's definitely still being built. But yeah, the concept is definitely there.
Absolutely. What would you say is something that, like, what do you want to be remembered as with your brand? What is that? What is that thought process for you? Like, because I see everything that you're doing. We talk, we exchange information. What does Monique Marie, the face behind the brand, want to be? What's your legacy?
Yeah, my legacy is the giver. And I'm not talking about monetary. I'm a giver of myself. I'm a giver of my time. I'm a giver of devotion. I wear my heart on my sleeve. And I remember someone said, well, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't wear your heart on your sleeve. And I said, well, I usually do the opposite of what people tell me not to do. Someone says go right, I go left, because I just want to see what's going on, over there. Why are they telling me not to do that? So I want to be remembered, for being the person, being the artist that interviewed other artists, and that wanted to dig deeper, so that their legacy is exposed to the masses. Wearing my heart on my sleeve, it's what's gotten me here, because of the fact that I've put others before me is why I'm here and why I'm being recognized. I'm not a fool. I know what God is doing, and so there was a time in the beginning and I was like, well, I want to make money right away. I want to make money doing it. It's the first thing I thought about. And God came, I think I shared this with you.
Right.
And God way. Your job is to service. You will make money in other ways. There are sponsors and there are other brands that will see your music, but you are going to bless others, with your heart. And my heart is, anybody that knows me personally, some of the people I spoke about earlier, they know I'm a giver first. I will give you something I don't even have, just because of the fact that it's just like, I know it's God telling me to do it. And you know, that can be a little bit, yeah, crazy sometimes, because then people could take advantage of you. They know, oh, okay, she's weak, she's this, she's that. But no, I'm not. I'm not a fool, because I will cut you off and you won't even know you were there from the beginning. You know, if I find that that's what you're doing to me, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not a fool in that way, but my heart is definitely pure. It's not a hard heart. And so that's why I share it with others. And I like dope music, you know, I like dope brands, you know, I like art, I like dancing, I like all these things and these people, you know, host, you know, I like everything that I'm pulling my direction. That's why I think it's vibrating towards me.
It's definitely doing that. And, you know, again, like I said, you know, I love you as a human being and everything that you stand for. I just think that you're an amazing human being, and it's just a blessing to be connected. You know what I mean? In such a way, and we are growing by the day. So I definitely, again, you know, applaud everything that you're doing. Right now, for people that's new to the brand or whatever, you know, this queen absolutely has music out on all platforms right now. Several songs, Land of the Living, You're Gonna Know My Name, which is a smash. FaceTime, which is one of my absolute favorites. It just jumped out to me. I've been on it since you blessed me with it. And Be With You. These titles are so big, but when you hear the music, it brings me back to a place. It reminds me of times in my life where I've been at. And I thank you for that, because we don't really hear a lot of that nowadays. A lot of the music, it's mostly vibes that we hear, but music does supposed to make you feel a way, or
absolutely
remind you of an experience, or take you back in time zone or whatever. So was that the process when writing pieces? Was, you know, I can feel that they all come from an organic place, and wrote from a place of experience of things that you may have went through in your life. Is that your way of writing as a songwriter, to bring these emotions and feelings out within your music?
Absolutely. I feel like, obviously a few of them are definitely love songs. Love Is in the Air is a love song. FaceTime, certainly a love song. It's a distance lover, you know. And I was dealing with that. I was dating someone who was far away, and I was just like, I'm sick of this, you know, so I'm going to write about you, you know. So that's how that one came about. But when it comes to the creative process, it's definitely personal. I find that I used to like really want to search for more other songwriters to be involved with me. It's just something that God continues again to just say, you're not supposed to be writing like other people. You write like how you write, you know, and the right people will hear you, you know. Land of the Living was, of course, my great grandmother had passed on. And that was like very personal. And it was very tough getting through that recording, because as I'm writing about her, I'm in the studio. And then that was the first day when my grandmother, my mom's mom, she literally had a stroke while I was recording that song.
Whoa.
So it was just like, and my mom didn't want to tell me, you know, she texted and was like, are you still recording? And I was like, yeah, what's going on? And she's like, you know, she didn't want to tell me. She wanted me to, you know, finish. She's like, finish the song. And I, you know me, I'm like, no, I don't like anybody to start something and not finish. Like, tell me what's going on. And she told me, and I have to say, it probably was the biggest blessing knowing what was going on, because I poured out all of my emotion, you know, into that song. And even G Coop, when I recorded, I had to tell him what had just happened. He was like, use it. That's the first thing. He's like, use it, Monique. Use all of this pain right now and go back in that booth and record. I mean, to the point I was crying on the floor. Stood up back to the mic, fell down to the floor, stood back up. And, you know, and that became Land of the Living. And it's a hip hop beat, you know, so
it was perfect. It was well put together. Definitely, you guys, if you haven't had an opportunity to check it out, you need to definitely go and check it out. It is on all music platforms. You need to go and tap in and check it out. You can also go to Monique on Monique
I am
Marie
Monique
Music,
Marie.
and you can link it through your page as well, right?
Yes,
Through
yes. Yeah, for Instagram, mainly on Instagram. I'm starting to try to get back over to Facebook. I know it's just hard because I'm like more of my audience is Instagram, so I just try to just like stay there. But I'm trying to get back on all platforms. But on IG, it's Monique Marie Music. You can click the link in my bio, and everything comes up. All the links. I'm on finally getting on TikTok. I'm trying to be out there. You know, it's taking some time, but here I am. I am Monique Marie on YouTube. Yeah, everything across the board is Monique Marie Music.
Right, and that's for anybody that's trying to get connected to work or get connected.
Interviews.
Ask some advice or anything or whatever. Definitely tap in with the Queen and get connected, man. If you're trying to make some things happen, network or whatever you're trying to do, definitely get connected. What can we look forward to in the future? I know you got some projects, up and coming projects that's if we could sprinkle it out, sprinkle anything out there.
Well, I can't say with whom. I have some features coming out. I'm really excited about. I have an album coming out. I'm continuing to work on songs, every day. I've been blessed with some amazing producers that have obviously through doing this, networking, that have really, really blessed me with some amazing sounds. So, obviously paperwork, I'm a paper person. So once the papers and the business is done,
right. You gotta get the business. Got to.
Whew, ain't nothing like singing make a big song and you ain't getting no money, so or you don't own it,
Right.
But yeah, so yeah, I'm just working on that. Like that's the next thing. I won't give any dates, but I can say it's coming soon.
Coming soon. Well, I know one thing. We better have the exclusive. I know that because if I get this music after everybody else got it, I'm pulling up.
I'm excited. I'm really excited about it. I don't want to get too excited and not say what it is, but I'm so excited because it's just like it's something I wanted all my life to really connect with these amazing sounds. I mean, producers like Tracks, producers like Coop that really get my sound because I'm not a very light and airy singer, and I'm trying to sometimes be airy, but also still put my voice out there, which I know it's a big voice. So. Right. I need a big producer for that.
Absolutely. I mean, like I said, when you sing, it definitely is from the soul, what I mean? And you definitely can feel that within the music. Let me see now, is it anybody else that you forgot? Because I don't want nobody to pull up on
a lot
you.
of people, as far as
everybody, the fans and everybody. Look, thank y'all, and anybody else she forgot, she's not.
Belinda, I noticed on here a few times. Love Empress. I met her at a concert that we were doing, a fundraiser for an artist, amazing artist, unfortunately, who had passed away last year, and I just have connected with her. She's amazing. So shout out to Belinda. Shout out to 7th Street Band, where I met her, who was literally playing for me when I sang You're Gonna Know My Name. Right. There's so many, and again, going back to my bloodline, because Kevin Morris Jr. is who spoke me up to Lamont Atwood. He was his neighbor, believe it or not, neighbor, living next door to a writer and a film director. And he says, my cousin can sing. I want you to meet her. And they drove down to the Bay Area where I was living at the time, Richmond. And he asked me to sing for him. And that led me to be on his, set for 16 Bars, the movie. And so just meeting all these people, these amazing people. There will always be people. And I don't want to forget, but like I said, the main spirit I don't want to ever forget, of course, is God, because without God, I wouldn't be even right here where I'm sitting, where, like I said, I met Hack Shabazz and met AB and met, and now of course met you. So
Right.
I thank you. I want to thank you for what you've done and what you're doing. And I want to interview you next.
Yeah. Wow. Now that would be, I'm definitely excited. Like, yo, I'm there. All you got to do is just let me know. And you already know I'm going to pull up on you. I love your show.
I know you're busy, but we got to make some time
We
because they need to know.
definitely make some time. I gotta do your show. Like, I love it. I love
And
it.
shout out to Clizzy Houston. He has been another very instrumental artist who has given me so many referrals of his whole collective. When I was down there in Atlanta, I was down there for my photo shoot. Shout out to Aisha Visuals. And I ended up, of course, having my interview with Dirty Diana. And then, of course, I had an appointment with Clizzy and his collective. And I was interviewed by them, like literally, like they are the real deal.
Shout out to Clizzy Houston, too. Yeah. That's my guy.
Shout out to Clizzy Houston, Asia Star, Willie J.
Oh, Shamice. Shout out to my people over there.
Willie J, Sun Cheebs, Brick Wall Effect, Mel, all of them over there are big business. They are ghostwriters, 45 Secrets. Shout out to Brandon Hicks. Highlighter, all of them basically have just been amazing. Like I interviewed Clizzy, he sent me 5 more people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like literally 5 more people. Right. And these people are all a part of what I'm doing. So I just think it's amazing because it's connecting me into obviously, yes, the brand, but also the brand, Monique Marie Music,
Absolutely.
know. So
now for it's been a hell of a year. You know what I mean? Yeah. A lot of stuff been going on or whatever. For anybody that may be still going through a lot of people lost a lot of jobs. There's so much going on out here in the world or whatever. Mm-hmm. Can you leave them with some words of uplift for anybody that may be low in spirit and needs words of encouragement or words of uplift or whatever? Can you leave them with some warm words of encouragement?
Absolutely. Well, I would start, of course, and say, he who is in you is far greater than he who's in the world, and to know that and to feel that and to believe that. And I'll say it again. He who is in you is greater than he who is in the world. So that means outside of everything we're watching, everything we see, everything we fear, know that what's inside of you and who's inside of you is greater than all of it, and so this will pass. It has been written before. It has happened before. Every 100 years, there is a pandemic, Right. We as a people, and I'm speaking to my people, brown folks, we have, of course, been oppressed for, of course, obviously more than that. So again, this is our time. This shift is not a coincidence. So this would be the time if you have any type of goals or plans. This is the time to jump and leap.
Facts.
My cousin the other day just jumped and leaped. I didn't even know. She was way in Hawaii. Ain't never been on a plane before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And she got up and said, I'm going to go to Hawaii, and so she jumped, So I'm saying to anybody out there that's afraid and fearing and don't have the budget to do it and don't have the support, listen, I'm like literally a testimony. I'm living it. I'm walking into it. You know what I'm saying? And it's happening. And I already know what's going to happen next. And you just really have to have that mindset. I don't need it to be broadcasted really, but the vision has to be there first. Write it down. If you have to write it down every day and read it back to yourself in order to stay focused, but get there so that it's, it sticks and then that it comes into fruition.
Right. Only, I love you. And
I love you too.
I am so very proud of you.
Thank you.
And love everything that you're doing. And we can't wait to get you back on here again. Because there's so many different amazing things that you have going on. So we are super excited about that. We support everything that you're doing. And from me, the Vibe team, Vibe Promotions, Vibe One.
Eva, thanks, Eva. Thank you, Eva. I realized what she was doing yesterday and all the everything that came with the business acumen of just even putting this together for me. So I thank your team.
Vibe Show Casper loves you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you guys. You're amazing. You're an amazing collective.
Thank you so much. And let me shout out a few people that were on here. Shout out to everybody that showed my special guest so much love tonight. She's truly a queen. Shout out to Love Empress 5. Shout out to Vibe Show Casper, of course. Shout out to Christian. Is that Christine? Christian? Forgive me if I'm saying it wrong. Bryant, Christina, Christian.
Thank
Bryant.
you.
And everybody else that was on showing my special guests so much love. Love y'all so much for that, for taking time out of your day and your schedule to show so much love. If you are not subscribed to the Vibe Show 97.9, subscribe right now. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on those notifications. We have a lot more amazing things going on right now. If you are not checking out the radio station, check out our radio station. Log on today to our radio station official website. That's at www.thevibeshow979.net, where you can hear a lot of that music right now. We got Monique Music in heavy rotation over there. You can go over there and check out the music that we have in rotation. Music playing 24/7 over there. So you guys make sure that you log on to the official radio station website. Also, we are in the App Store. You can download that official Vibe Show 97.9 mobile app that's available in the Google App Store today. That's right. We are in the mobile store. You can go over there and download that app and have the Vibe Show 97.9 rolling with you 24/7. Again, Monique, let's put those social platforms out there in ways that people can get connected with you if they're trying to get connected.
Yes, I'm on IG at Monique Marie Music. I'm also creating, of course, a second page. We're in the middle of building, but you can start following there, underscore the face behind the brand. I'm on Twitter now, Miss Monique Marie. TikTok, I am Monique Marie. YouTube, I am Monique Marie. I'm trying to be global here. You know,
I'm digging it.
Yeah, and then like I said, my YouTube is especially for the interviews, the face behind the brand on YouTube, and also I am Monique Marie and Monique Marie Music at YouTube.
Absolutely. Queen, I love you with all of my heart. You're very, very dear to me. Again, I'm wishing you, me and the team, we're wishing you more blessings and more success with everything that you are doing right now and everything that you're going to be doing in the future. The stars are the limit. Now, what I was about to tell you too, I cannot wait until this project drop. And I'm going to say this again. I like to get the exclusives, Monique. I'm watching you. I know it's coming, and I'm gonna make sure I want to have it in rotation on our station first. Matter of fact, we need to get together anyway on that, and we can be a part of this launch. With this launch of the project, because I know it's gonna be amazing. So we'll get together behind the scenes and talk. All of that.
And that's another thing. I'm gonna since of course the last one was the 100th episode. Of course, I took a few weeks off, but I will be the episode 101 will be starting on Sunday. I have an amazing artist coming on from the Bay Area. So stand by for that, and then of course you'll start getting the listing of course who's coming next.
Absolutely. It's the Vibe Show 97.9.
It's my
special guest, the one and only, the Queen, Monique Marie. Listen, you guys, we love y'all. Thank y'all for y'all time. Listen, the pandemic is still going on. I know everybody out there, everybody outside and all of that stuff.
Vaccination.
If you're not vaccinated or whatever, please still continue to protect yourself. Wear your mask. Don't take what's going on lightly. Shout out to Clizzy Houston, just jumped on the late check-in.
Clizzy.
That's my brother.
He heard us speak his name. We just spoke about you, King.
We spoke old Clizzy up, man. That's my guy.
Thank you all your roses, King, for everybody you've sent my way on the collective Brick Wall, 45 Secrets, everything you've done, Clizzy. You have been amazing.
Big shout out to Clizzy and the whole family.
Yes.
That love, always showing love. That's my guy right there. That's a king right there. You guys make sure that y'all continue to protect yourself. It's the Vibe Show 97.9. Me and Monique are out. We love you.
Know it's the vibe. Peace.
Y'all enjoy y'all weekend. Be safe.
Thank you, King.
Let's go. Let's go. New shit. Hey, yo, Bert. Hey, talk to him. Yeah, now tell me, should I feel so wrong for things I'm setting